The Ballad of Mitsis Rodos Maris, a symphony of disappointment. Oh, my darlings, gather close, for I must tell you a tale so tragic, so unjust, it will shatter your very soul. Picture this: a weary travellum, a delicate flower of refined taste arrives at the legendary Mitsis Rodos Maris Resort Spa, expecting luxury, expecting care, expecting basic human decency. What I received instead was a masterclass in how to ruin a life in under 2 hours. Let us begin with the grand entrancia, should I say, the grand deception. Upon arrival, some guests were greeted with hot towels and welcome drinks, like royalty. Meanwhile, others, myself included, were met with the stony silence of a receptionist who looked at me as if I were a peasant begging for scraps. Darling, if you were going to play favorites, at least have the decency to hide it. But no, the audacity of inequality was laid bare, like a bad dye job on cheap extensions. Then came the room debacle. I had booked a bungalow garden via a simple request. No, a bungalow, by definition, is a single-story dwelling. Yet what did they give me? A staircase. A staircase, my loves, as if gravity-defying accommodations were part of the 5-star experience. When I dared to question this architectural betrayal, I was gaslit with the grace of a reality TV villain. Oh, this is a bungalow, sweetie. No, it was not. It was a lie, wrapped in false promises, tied with incompetence. After 3 room changes, because apparently basic comprehension is too much to ask, they upgraded me to family bungalow. Oh, what joy! Ants infested the room like tiny, uninvited guests. The floor drains leaked like the tears I would later shed. The furniture, outdated like a relic from a Soviet-era thrift store. The entire room smelled of regret and mildew. But the true horror came when I spoke to the guest relations manager. She knew this place was a sinking ship, and yet she smiled at me with the hollow warmth of a corporate puppet. They promised a refund verbally, of course, because paper trails offer peasantly to betray me later, leaving me stranded in financial despair. And oh, the food. The buffet was a crime against cuisine. The fish, sad, floating in water like it too wished for death. The shrimp, nowhere to be found, as if they had vanished in a seafood heist. The only edible things were the salad sand, even those tasted like defeat. The pools, overcrowded with sunbeds that required dawn patrol to secure. The beach, a war zone of territorial tourists. The staff, some were lovely, trapped in this hellscape just like us. Others, rude, as if basic manners were an upsell. And darlings, the final insult, the gym. Oh, the gym, advertised as a fitness sanctuary, it was, in reality, a bench and 2 dumbbells under the blazing sun, working out in 38°C heat. That is not wellness, that is torture. So here I am, betrayed, broken, but not silent. Mitsis Rodos Maris, you have failed in every conceivable way. You are the grim reality of businesses near Mitsis Rodos Maris Resort Spa. If you're staying at the Mitsis Rodos Maris Resort Spa, dreaming of a paradise where nearby businesses complement your luxury getaway, wake up. The businesses surrounding this resort are, to put it gently, a masterclass in disappointment. From tourist traps masquerading as hot springs to restaurants serving food that tastes like regret, the area is a graveyard of overpriced mediocrity and outright scams. Let's start with shopping centers, or should we say, places where optimism goes to die. The shops here operate on a simple principle: smile until you pay, then treat you like an inconvenience. One souvenir shop was caught selling snorkeling gear that couldn't hold air, then gaslighting customers who dared complain. Another visitor was turned away by a guard who seemed to despise the very concept of shopping. The takeaway: bring everything you need before arriving, because the only thing these shops excel at is draining wallets and dignity. Then there's Kallithea Springs, once a charming retreat, now a cautionary tale of greed. For €5, you can walk in and witness the ruins of what used to be a relaxing experience. Want a sunbed? That'll be €40. A shred of shade, €60. The staff, confused and overwhelmed, serve food that tastes like it was prepared with a blindfold on. Visitors describe salads with no dressing, fries dennied ketchup like it's wartime rationing, and cocktails that are the only decent thing, mostly because alcohol makes the suffering easier to bear. The beach, tiny, overcrowded and guarded like a VIP section where towels are considered trespassers. The springs themselves, dry, neglected, and surrounded by the sad hum of tourist boats blasting Macarena at full volume. If you must go, enter for free after 7 p.m. but don't expect magic. Hungry, Tamam restaurant awaits where the only consistent thing is inconsistency. Diners report sour, inedible food, lamb shanks with vinegary mashed potatoes, rotten chicken salads and prawns that taste like freezer-borrowed regret. The staff either forget your child's meal entirely or argue about whether dressing was ever promised on the menu. The owner allegedly pockets staff tips, which explains why the waitresses seem perpetually on the brink of quitting. The lone bright spot, the toilets are clean. If that's the highlight, you know you're in trouble. Need caffeine or dessert? Cafe Botanica is where good ingredients go to die. The bingsu, a Korean shaved ice dessert, tastes like flavored snow. The pasta is a mystery of duplicate orders, and the lack of AC turns the cafe into a sauna. The staff's attitude, as warm as the espresso is bitter. Nightlife, Colorado nightclub and MACAO redefine bad time. Colorado's bouncers alternate between begging you to enter and threatening your mother if you decline. Inside, it's a ghost town with drinks priced like liquid gold. MACAO, meanwhile, is a masterclass in exclusion, rejecting guests for swimwear, sandals, or, as multiple reports suggest, simply not being white. The entry fee, a scammy €20 for a watered-down drink. The vibe, a mix of desperation and elitism, where the only dancing is around the truth that you've been duped. Even the Moni Concept Store scoffs at returns, while MACAO's dress code appears to be look like a model or leave. The verdict: the businesses near Mitsis Rodos Maris Resort Spa are a carnival of exploitation, where charm is outsourced to the resort itself. If you must venture out, bring snacks, patience, and a sense of humor, because the only thing flourishing here is the art of the ripoff. Final tip: eat at the resort, swim at the resort. For the love of sanity, stay at the resort. The outside world is not your friend. Oh, you know, I was looking into the area around Mitsis Rodos Maris Resort Spa, like what tourists should be careful about, because it's not always nice, you know. Like you just want a nice holiday, but some people, they ruin it. So businesses near Mitsis Rodos Maris Resort Spa, they can be a little tricky sometimes. Like there was this one minimarket, oh my god, where tourists would go to buy snacks or water, and the cashier would switch the bills. Like you give them a 50, they pretend you gave them a 10 and act all confused. And of course, tourists don't know the money well, so they just walk away thinking they made a mistake. But no, it's a scam. And what happens next? Probably the tourist realizes later, feels stupid, but what can they do? The shop just denies it. And the cashier probably does it every day, laughing all the way. Then there's this pharmacy, a pharmacy, near Mitsis Rodos Maris Resort Spa. Tourists go in for sunscreen or medicine and the prices way higher than they should be, like double sometimes, and the workers act like, oh, but this is special tourist price. No, it's not special, it's a scam, and the tourists, they pay because they need it and they don't know better. Later they see the real price somewhere else and oh my god, the regret. The pharmacy, probably still doing it because who stops them? Oh, and the car rental shops. Some near Mitsis Rodos Maris Resort Spa, they make you sign contracts with tiny writing like, who reads that? Then later they say you scratched the car when you didn't and they charge your credit card extra. And what can you do? Nothing. You on holiday, you don't have time to fight, so they win. And the rental place, probably